right, everybody. Thank you for joining Giants Sports Talk Live morning edition. Yes, rain, ring, go away. Uh, Glenn, last night's game. Let's get into that. Quite exciting. Blake Snell had another great outing. Went 6 innings, only allowed 3 runs. Had 8 strikeouts. The Giants were able to get that win, 7-4. Ninth inning was a little bit crazy. Camilo Doval doing Camilo Doval type of things. But yeah, it was nice to see the Giants get back to 500 again.
Yeah, we looked at the game in review last night on Giant Sports Talk Live. I want to thank everybody who came into the chat. We had one of our busiest nights. A lot of people tuning in. A lot of people didn't even know about the show, so they keep on piling in. We got lots of seats in the peanut gallery. You can come on in, talk Giants baseball in the chat. We're back on the air tonight at 8. And last night, Eric, we talked about that 7-4 game. And the guys who have been producing continued to produce nicely. Ramos had, what was it, a bruise on his bone or something? And they were worried.
Some type of bruise.
Back-to-back beauties. Yesterday, 2 for 5, 2 runs scored and a run batted in and a home run. Matt Chapman, he contributed a home run. 3 for 4 yesterday, Eric. Couple batted in. And down the lineup, you always love when this guy steps to the plate and contributes. Monster game for Mike Yastrzemski, or as my kids call him, Mike Wazowski. Mike Yastrzemski, he was 2 for 4, 2 runs, scored 2 runs batted in. He had a big game with a home run as well. Blake Snell with the win. Snell pitching well. Snell's pitching well. You like that?
Yeah, his last few outings have been fantastic. This is the type of Blake Snell I think a lot of Giants fans wanted to see at the beginning of the season. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out that way. If he was pitching like this at the beginning of the season, maybe we're talking a little bit different. Granted, the Giants are still in the hunt. They're only 3.5 games out of the 3rd wild card. Anything can happen, but they got a lot of teams they have to jump, and there's a lot of teams ahead of them, specifically the Diamondbacks and the Padres, who are playing some really good baseball right now.
We'll take a look at the wild card in a minute. Arizona, they're a team that is being reckoned with, as are the Padres right now, Eric, in the National League Western Division and in that wild card race, which has already begun. Arizona took both ends of a double header yesterday. Yes. So Arizona, let's see, they won their game 7-3 over Cleveland, and weren't they involved in another one in a 5-3 game? Yes. 7-3 and 5-3. They took both ends of the double header, so they certainly are in the race. What about the San Diego Padres last night, Eric?
Yeah, they won it in extras. They were able to beat it in extras against the Pirates. So again, they're on their winning ways. It's good to see the Pirates lose because they're right there with the Giants. And but again, it's the Padres who are winning, which the Giants don't want to see win because they're ahead of you. So it's a little bit funny that way, but hey, I mean, I guess whatever team wins is it going to be good for the Giants. The Giants just have to win. They have to take the matters in their own hands. They can't control what other teams are going to do. So they just got to go out there and win every day that they can.
At Wrigley Field, Chicago defeated Minnesota 8-2. Michael Busch 2 for 3, couple of runs scored, run batted in as he knocked one deep over the ivy. It was an 8-2 final score. That one was played at Wrigley. Another team, I know we're going to talk about it in a minute, but another team, Eric, that's winning, and they are in the wild card chase.
Yes, they are. There's a lot of teams. I mean, you could go. Yeah. I think if I'm not mistaken, we are counting about 9 teams. They're the lowest team being 5.5 out of the 3rd. Of course, the top team being it's a tie between the Padres and Diamondbacks. So you got 9 teams vying for 3 spots. So it's going to be interesting down in a run.
One of the teams, Eric. Yeah, one of the teams that made a move at the trade deadline picked up UC Kikuchi. It was a Battle of Texas yesterday.
Yeah. And Houston was able to pull that one out as well. I think Kikuchi won the night before, but yeah, he's going to be a big part of that rotation for the Houston Astros, no doubt about it.
What else we got? Oakland, they beat the White Sox. Oh, the White Sox 1-game win streak. It's come to an abrupt end.
Maybe they start another one. We'll see.
Oh, boy. The New York Yankees were busy yesterday, Eric.
Yeah, Yankees also had a doubleheader. They split theirs, though. The Angels took one and the Yankees took one, so they broke even as far as that in the Bronx. Again, they had to play that doubleheader because of weather.
Yeah, San Diego, they continue to win as well in the wild card chase in the National League. It's going to be tough. And a team that needs to win, Pittsburgh. San Diego, 9-8, the final in 10 innings yesterday. Cincinnati was in action. They've been scoring a lot of runs lately, but took one on the chin yesterday, Eric.
Yeah, they won the first 2 games, but unfortunately, I mean, they were down. I heard on the radio, I think it was in the 6th inning, they were down 6-0. But the Reds were able to put up 4 runs, but wasn't enough. And the funny thing is, former Giant, forever Giant, Derek Hill hit a grand slam for the Miami Marlins. And to put him over the top against the Cincinnati Reds. Again, a team that is battling for that 3rd wild card.
I said on the show last night, doesn't seem like everybody gets like the boost of vitamin B or vitamin C or whatever it is gets you all like pumped up because every time Farhan cuts somebody loose, it's like they're like Popeye. They get up at the plate and they're belting the ball and they're hitting game winners. And my God. Bertie's looking at me funny. She likes the Popeye reference early in the morning. I don't like my spinach, Eric. And I'm like the kid who's on the beach on the back of the comic books and I get sand kicked to my face. Well, these players, I'm telling you, they go somewhere else
and they have some success.
Honest to God. You know who's having great success right now, Eric? And I can't believe it. Jackson Holiday. Holiday had a home run again yesterday as Baltimore posted a 7-3 win. Really no surprise over the pitchingless Toronto Blue Jays. Jays have thrown in the towel.
Yep. They have.
Anything else to cover? How about Soler in Atlanta?
Oh, yeah. Atlanta lost again, right? Who was it? The Brewers took it to them. And, the Braves are in a tough way. They've lost 4 in a row. They're going to have to figure out something if they want to stay atop the wild card, or in the wild card, I should say. They're going to have to play some better ball. And that's a team that the Giants are going to be facing here pretty soon once they come back to San Francisco.
There have been many a team, Eric, over the run of the history of baseball who's had a year like Atlanta. Heading into the season, boy, they were built for a run, built for success. Can any team suffer as many injuries as Atlanta?
Yeah, they've had a lot. You got Michael Harris II. You got Ronald Acuna. You got the pitcher Spencer Strider. Man,
Acuna was a death blow. My God,
that was a death blow.
One of the star young players in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Hey, how about we take a gander on what's going to be on the docket for today?
Could I just mention the Mets, the 5-3 win over Colorado?
Absolutely, yeah. Mets,
I know you're excited about that wild card, Eric, but for the viewers who tune in wanting to know what happened yesterday, Mets with a 5-3 win in just about 60 seconds. Eric and I are going to look at what's going on as far as the wild card. Kansas City, they beat Boston by a score of 8-4. St. Louis on a home field defeated Tampa Bay 5-2. We left a lot on the table today. Eric, what are you doing? Yeah. Eric wants to go back to bed here. It was Detroit 6-2 over Seattle on the West Coast, north of us. And in the late game, the Philadelphia Phillies defeated the Los Angeles Dodgers by a score of 9-4. Phillies have been up and down like a heartbeat lately. To win some and lose some, but they're beating the Dodgers. I never complain about that.
Yeah,
Schwarber was 4 for 4.
Ooh.
7 RBIs.
Boy, he carried the team.
3 of his own. And not a home run.
Incredible.
Not 2 home runs.
3
home runs.
Wow, he had a night.
What? And remember we were looking at some of the other players over the last week. Ellie De La Cruz and the first baseman for the Blue Jays, Guerrero. There's certain players that each and every day are coming up big. How about 4 for 4 and 7 batted in with 3 home runs?
That is having a day.
I'd like the Giants to be able to come up with that kind of performance once in a while. Although Chapman, he's been playing well as of late. What do we got as far as those wild card standings, Eric? Things are heating up. It's never too early to look at the wild card.
No, it's not here. Matter of fact, how about we go over the schedule real quick to find out what's on tap. First and foremost, to San Francisco. Not looking good right now.
You know what? The rain is falling this morning in Washington. Hopefully we'll have an update on that game. We'll be able to review something, but right now it's not looking good. We'll be on the air tonight, by the way, at 8, whether there's a game
Yeah, rain or shine, we will be on at 8 o'clock. Milwaukee is going to face off against Atlanta. There you got Frankie Montas versus Charlie Morton. Man, that guy's still pitching. The guy's 40 years old, still pitching.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to stay up this morning, even though we might not have Giants baseball. How about San Diego and Pittsburgh? There's one worth watching.
Yeah, of course.
The wild card case, Padres and Pirates. The Buccaneers lost yesterday, as we mentioned. That one will be on the Major League Baseball Network in some regions. Maybe I'll be able to pick that one up here in the Bay Area.
Maybe. And of course, more wild card implications. You got New York facing off Colorado in Colorado. So we'll see how that pans out for the New York Mets. Again, you're in Colorado. Weird things can happen when you play games in Colorado.
Hey, and you notice when you're the Colorado Rockies and you're like 20-some games out of first, nobody wants to televise you. But there will be a game on ESPN Plus, Miami and Cincinnati. L.A. De La Cruz has been red hot as of late. Hunter Green will take on Kyle Taylor in that game. That one is an afternoon start at 3:10.
Yeah, and Hunter Green's he had a great game against the Giants, and
you can get into that game if you want to hop a plane in the Bay Area and get there in time. $3.
Yeah, why not?
$3, get a good airfare and $3 baseball.
And then in the Bronx, you got the Angels against the Yankees at the 4:05 start, and it's going to be Tyler Anderson versus that crafty lefty Nestor Cortez. That guy's windups are something to watch.
Tonight, Toronto Blue Jays are on home field with our old pal Kevin Gausman pitching for the Jays. He's one of the few pitchers they kept after the trade deadline. I'll never figure that out. Dean Kramer goes for the Orioles. It's Baltimore in Toronto. That game 7:07.
And we'll see if Holiday shows up again. Will he hit his 4th home run in a row? We'll see. Yeah, he has. And now you got Tampa Bay and St. Louis, another wild card implicated team with the St. Louis Cardinals ahead of the Giants. So we'll see how that pans out there in Tampa Bay at 4:15. It's going to be Shane Baz versus Kyle Gibson.
You know, every time I look at the stat sheet on any given day, Eric, or I look at the schedule, I was like, Jesus, is there one family out there? And they all, the mom gave birth to how many pitchers in the family? And then I figured, undecided. Jeez, it means they haven't picked a pitcher yet. Detroit doesn't even know who's pitching this afternoon or late tonight. This afternoon is actually the term we use here in the Bay Area. It's actually an evening start in Seattle. Brian Woo is pitching for the Mariners. 6:40, late afternoon, early evening start when the Mariners up at Safeco. Safeco, north of us, we'll be hosting Detroit. I don't know who's pitching. It just says undecided. Another cheap night at the ballpark at Safeco. $5 to get in. Jeez, how do these teams pay the players, Eric? I'll never figure that out.
Man, they get that money from those TV deals, man. They get a lot of money with that. Philadelphia is heading over to Arizona. Got to face off against. It's going to be Kobe Allard versus Jordan Montgomery. They will face off at 6:40 p.m. Pacific. So that should be a good matchup. Again, if you're a Giants fan, you're probably rooting for the Philadelphia Phillies because you need Arizona to lose if you want the Giants to start making some headway.
Yeah, and by the way, if we get through our evening tonight, I'm going to rest up for a game at Oracle Park tomorrow night. I'm heading over to see the Detroit Tigers. It'll be the first of 3. And then next week, on Monday, a 4-game series gets underway with the Atlanta Braves. I expect, Eric, I'll be just running down the street, Berry Street, getting back here to my studio for Giants Sports Talk Live, because I'm going to be attending. I probably will be at all 3 Detroit games, and I hope to get to 2 of the 4 Atlanta games. So I'll be seeing 5 in the homestand. And hopefully you won't have to be like, what was it, last week, early in the week? You're like, don't know where he is. And he shut off his phone. I didn't shut it off. The battery died.
Make sure it's charged.
I'm looking forward to the weekend getting back over at Oracle Park with this wild card heat.
All right, here we go.
I'll catch you tonight.
Wild card standings. Here we go.
We wild card?
Here we go.
Holy smoke. We're on a roll tonight. We're running on fumes here early in the morning because I just got up. But what do we got as far as the wild card? Quickly.
Well, let's take a look at the Giants here. They're 3.5 back as of last night. Yep. They're back to 500. We'll see what happens. Again, you see there's a lot of teams. As I said, the Cincinnati Reds are 5.5 back. Top team is Arizona Diamondbacks. There is your 9 teams that are battling only for these 3 spots. It's going to be a fun summer. To see how this pans out.
So I'm going to be checking out San Diego and Pittsburgh. You see the Pirates are close with the Giants in that race, and the Mets are at Colorado at noontime today. Another one with the Mets, or the Mets involved in that wild card chase as well, Eric.
Yep.
That about does it for the morning wrap. We'll be back tonight. Hopefully we'll get to talk Giants baseball if they get that one in. There's some rain right now in Washington, and I'm looking forward to the rain going away. See you tonight,
Yeah.
Eric.
All right, we'll see you tonight, Glenn. See ya.